It's now the 4th of August. This car that just came in for a few odds and sods is turning into a full rebuild. I don't know why. But anyway, what came this morning? Some air cleaner mounting rubbers. Well, I've already put them on, so I just replaced my stock. Easy as that, isn't it? But what came is a bonnet cable. I don't know why much bonnet cable replacing. Mind you, looking at it underneath, what somebody had done is cut a nut here, cut the nut, slipped it over, and then tried to tighten it. It was all loose, and I think it's buggered up the handle. We'll see in a minute. Now this one, I usually say to people, get a genuine one. Don't get them cheap aftermarket ones, because the crimp here on the cheap ones is pathetic. When you pull the handle, it'll pull it out the crimp rather than open the bonnet. Well, this one doesn't seem too bad. This was a bear mark one, so it's obviously very old stock, but it doesn't really matter. So the difference is doing this truck is because it's a 97, we've got to take off the front to get to the security measure that's underneath. Security. Normally the little connectors at the top, well, this one's from underneath, so we're going to take this grill off. Yeah, we're going to take the grill off. I've got the handle off from inside, so this should be quite a quick job, but we'll adjust it and make sure it works. Yeah, we should only have to take this off. Should. Well, I got the front off. You can see all the different types of screws that's been holding it on. There's all sorts of different heads and lengths and sizes. I think I'll do an upgrade of those and put some nice ones. And if I've got some black-headed ones, they'll do. Let me take the camera off and I'll show you what a mess about it is to change this cable. So you can see under here, there's like a shield here. All right, and it's joined across here, so you can't just take this end off. This is to prevent anybody flicking open the catch and the cable, where in actual fact all you have to do is give it a damn good yank here and it'll come off. Yeah, it's sort of half-assed thought in it really. Yeah, just pull this bit, it'll open the bonnet. God, I shouldn't tell you about these things. So what we've got to do is take off the adjuster bolts here, because they go through the top here. And looks like we're going to have to take the bolts off down there, which means taking all this front off. Great. Well, I got the front grille off, and now I've got to take out 2 captive bolts from here, and back off 2 captive bolts from the top here and here. Now, the problem with this is, normally they've got these little plastic plugs in where you put your screw in, but on the bottom, I've tried for ages trying to get them up. They're not the original type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my die grinder on and just grind the plastic out and replace it with new ones. Yeah, the captive nut, for some bizarre reason, I don't know what they were thinking, is right in line with the plastic plug and you can't quite get a socket in, so out they come. I'll have to take the horn off because I can't get to the bolts. You know, it already seems like a 5-minute job, doesn't it? Like, oh, just replace the bonnet cable. And when they get a bill for like 2 hours, they think, what the hell have you been doing? Right, we're about half an hour into this 5-minute job, so now we should be able to take this front off. So sure, there we go. That's out the way. That over there. And now, see, this is the thing. It's got some pop rivets here, look. Can you see them? Pop rivets to hold that thing on. So if you don't take that off, you're never going to get it off. Right, drill. Once you've got the pop rivets out, you don't even have to touch that. You can now pull that to one side, and now we can get to the nut under here. I think it's a 7mm or it could be a 6. You know, I thought there was something odd with this. I thought they'd put the bolt from underneath to clinch the cable up. In fact, what they've done is snapped off the bolt head, and there's nothing underneath. I thought it was underneath. So now I've got to drill it out. Then this is disabled again because we haven't got any clips. Yeah, so I didn't, well, I had to take the front off to get this off, but maybe I didn't need to take all that lot off. Maybe I didn't. But I was convinced it was just a bolt from the top, but I never thought it would be snapped off. Things you find out, eh? Well, this is turning out to be a nightmare. This is why you find a 5-minute job turns out to be a $250 job. I've got this piece out, and now I've just got to get the little pin, well, what's left of the bolt out of there, but to be honest, I'm going to just die grind it out. But first of all, same as changing the cable, I'm just going to cut off the cable with a pair of cutters. Do that in the bench. But one little hot tip, when you're taking off this plate here, stuck in the magnet now, bolts everywhere, is to scratch around it with a knife before you take that off, and you can get it back on in a perfect position. So I'm going to get some cutters, cut that off, and then grind it off on the bench. So there you go. I tried to drill it out in situ, but you can't, because A, the damn thing's moving around all the time, and B, there's not much really to get, you drill in to dimple it in the first place. And of course it's nice and greasy, so that really helps. Right, so this job's come to a grinding halt. I'm not going to do anything on the front here until I get the cable installed and I can make sure that the bonnet is shut in nicely here. These are a bitch to put back in because you've got to fight against a spring that goes through here. You've got to pull this across and try and get the bolts in from underneath. Yeah, but I did have the piece. Oh, there it is. There's the piece that I ground off. Look. So that's what it's like from underneath, and that's the top. And I was thinking there was a bolt from underneath. No, it wasn't. Anyway, we can't do anything with that because I haven't got one. Special order. Yeah. What a lot of parts. What a lot of parts to take off just for simply changing a cable. Oh well, can't be helped. Like I said, I don't keep much stock now. But there again, I don't want to get more stocking for things like that. I mean, what's that, a chance in a lifetime to get one of them? Anyway, we'll leave it at that for now. We'll call this part 1, and we'll see what happens with part 2.